Yeah, I've been cooking since I was really young. My mom is she actually just retired last week at age 71, but my mom commuted home from her job, and she would call me before she left work and kind of tell me, here's how you do this, and this is how you can get help me get started with dinner. And I would do that with her, and then she'd leave, she'd drive home, and then dinner would sort of halfway be ready for her. And then she would leave me sticky notes when she would leave for work in the morning sometimes. And as I got older, I could just really help her get the meal going before she got home. And then I went to college, and I had always eaten at home. And for my family, like, we never went out to dinner, maybe once a year or twice a year. It was such a treat. And so I've always been in that mindset. And it's kind of the same now with my family. Like, my kids don't ever assume we're going to go out to dinner unless it's like a birthday or, we're celebrating something. I think, that's a nice, I don't know. It's just, for me, it's like a nice way to raise children in our lifestyle and in New York City. It doesn't have to cost a lot of money to eat good food and spend time with your family. And I always want to be a working parent because I only had working parents, and so I would never know how to be like a stay-at-home. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but just for me, I would never know how to do that because my mom was never home, and I fended for myself, and I took care of myself. So I have, from a very early age, a lot of self-reliance, and so I want my kids to have that, especially in New York City, where you can't just like let your kids go off on their own. And so I try to, I guess, mimic my own childhood, which was, we had a lot of struggles, and I felt never really like financially secure, and so that helped me be really, really industrious and, again, like, self-reliant. Fortunate to have no financial stress.
Right.
For me in my life to not have financial stress, I don't even know what to do with that. It's really one of the things that motivated me to start Baby Buggy. Was I felt so overwhelmed by not having financial stress that I couldn't get it out of my head. I couldn't get it out of my head that what women in New York City at the time, where we just were, that people in New York City, how on earth do they have children and afford it? And I'm very aware of what things cost, and my kids are like, I think I've given that to my children because the first thing they ask all the time is that expensive? Is that too expensive? And so I feel like, not having financial stress for me is actually stressful. If
That's
you understand.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
I
can't be a different person than who I grew up. I guess I feel like my DNA is that or as Jerry says, like, I feel people's pain when they're not in any. I stress when I have apps about other people when they're not stressed. And so I guess that just drives me. Oh, yeah, my kids are very concerned about what things cost. And my daughter's always like, Julian, so expensive, you're wasting. Like, it's so nice. It's really, really nice.
Aww.
Yeah. Like, I live with someone who has no knowledge of this. So let's just start that and assume that no one knows anything. And I think that's what the Betty Crocker cookbook for boys and girls did for me, which was, as a little girl, like, that I knew nothing, and it taught me very quickly how to get comfortable. And then my life was so, for some reason, my mom and my grandmother and my whole life dictated the fact that I would then cook for the rest of my life, or up until this point, for sure.
It's about love. It's love. It's craft. It's inspiration. It's love. Yeah. It could have been like with my parents.